Hi, Skippy here again. One of our fun videos, or boring, depending on how you look at it. At any rate, got a thing I want to cover with crimps here. Something interesting this year that I think is a good learning tool. First of all, I just heard this week, yesterday, the day before, that CMS Fishing Tackle down in New Bedford or Fairhaven, right there on Pope's Island, there right over by the bridge, is closing down. Very surprising to hear that. Those guys, Charlie and Eric, deserve to be congratulated for one, for the output what they put out, but also how they changed just how effective we can be rod and reeling bluefin tuna. These old broomsticks, these production rods from Crowder, from Penn, from just all these they were garbage compared to what Charlie developed for us to use. His, I think he originally called it a Chatham Special. Um, Certainly revolutionized our ability to catch giant tuna with a rod and reel, and for that, and he should be thanked and congratulated for the amazing, amazing productivity of that shop. They put out more rods than anybody in New England. They built for shops all over New England. I bought from them. Congratulations, guys. Will be sorely missed. Now, as far as today is concerned, I'm going to do a little video on crimping, not encompassing, just a small one. Keep these things short, as I know they will put you to sleep if they're any longer than what they are. I had the occasion for this video comes about because I had two fishermen, both very good fishermen, one in September, one in October, come to me and say, one of them was I had a crimp slip, and I crimp slip and I lost fish. The other one said I, broke the, it was the leaded material of the mono, I don't think it matters, inside the crimp, and he showed me the break. And I believe this issue is preventable. At least I've been able to prevent it in my fishing, because I think if you crimp a small crimp like an eye crimp, uh, without a certain little extra step, I think you have to do it so perfectly. And the reason these guys got away with it so much is because they did do it perfectly. That it's just not worth, cutting your margin for error down that much. There's a way we can increase your margin for error with this connection with that small eye crimp, that nice shy crimp. Okay, so I will go about a little bit of history here. This is a G crimp. We used those, and for comparison, that's an LI, and for comparison, that's an I. Okay, we use G crimps with our 180, 200 liter all the years, and we would see occasionally in our, 200 Jinkai or in our 200 fluoro, 180 fluoro, we would see some slippage. Getting tight to a nice one. We would see slippage in that big crimp. And think of all the surface area. With a set of crimpers like this, you can hit that crimp 3 times and we would still get some slippage. So imagine how well you have to do it for this little itty bitty crimp, okay? And both of these failures that these guys had, again, very good fishermen. The only way they got away with this was because they did it so well. This is an eye crimp. So they would have a small tag in there, not much, okay? And they would put it in the middle position, and they would hit it basically perfectly, pretty firm. They had to go really, really firm with it, or else it would slip. So they pretty much hit it as best they could, okay? Okay. And they crimped it, okay? And great for them, okay? I'm not going to do anything special. I'm not going to crimp the end of it. What I started doing years ago, and we started doing these little crimps, and I think it makes a huge difference, is I put a little margin for error in this system, okay? So instead of worrying about slippage, we could just about eliminate slippage unless we really, poorly crimped it. We just didn't put any pressure in at all. By taking the end of our fluoro, okay, or our mono, and just burning a small mushroom on the end, okay? That little mushroom is enough, okay, to just that added amount of security, and you can wet it and slide it down, make it as small as you want with shape tube on there, whatever you want to do, okay? And once you get that little mushroom on there, and also in and out of the guides very easily too, because it bounces through there, so it has that benefit as well. And we put our crimp vertically in our crimper, and just a good solid squeeze. We know we didn't over crimp it. We just gave it a good solid squeeze. We didn't give it everything we had. We didn't have to. And I can tell you this, I'll put this out. The last 500 times I put out that it got tight on something, it ain't broken. So I'm sure it'll work for you too. Again, this is what works for me, but I'm quite certain this will work for you. So if you keep that lighter, and it's tough in a center console, sometimes you gotta go kind of cuckoo, climb in the console to get a lighter lit and stay lit and all that stuff. Do what you got to do. Do that little step, and I'll tell you, your crimp connections will be that much better.